Welcome to Utah Bankruptcy Questions and Answers. This is a video series where we answer questions about filing bankruptcy in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm attorney Amy Butters, and I hope you find this series informative and helpful.
This is video 17. How do I pay for my bankruptcy? This question surprisingly does come up from time to time, and when you really break it down, there's only a couple of ways you can pay for your bankruptcy. I mean, obviously money is an issue if you're considering bankruptcy, but rarely is the problem that you have zero money. The problem is you just don't have enough to pay everything you're supposed to pay. And if you're in that situation, the money to pay for your bankruptcy can come from selling an asset. If you have something that's of value that you can sell, that's okay to use it for the fees. If you're planning on filing, though, don't use it to go pay creditors with, because one, what's the point? And two, the bankruptcy court can actually undo that and take all that money back, because all the creditors need to be treated fairly. Second thing it could come from is your own resources, such as your job, either increasing hours, getting a second job. If you have working age children, perhaps them getting a temporary job. If you have a spouse at home who's not working, having them get a job. So, working, trading time for payment, obviously is one way. Certain things like a 401k, for example, you can take a hardship withdrawal against 401ks, and that would enable you to have the money that you need to be able to file a bankruptcy. One of the most common things that people miss is simply not paying something that's going to be in part of the bankruptcy. You don't want to, if you have a car that you're going to be giving back, don't go make the payment. If you have a credit card, don't make all your credit card payments if you're considering bankruptcy. Use that money to get done what you need to do. Now, it's not permissible for a lawyer to advise you to go borrow money to file a bankruptcy. However, it's also not illegal for you to do that. It is not against the rules for you to borrow that, especially if it's from, say, family or friends and they know the purpose of your borrowing the money. That's completely fine. You just can't, a lawyer just can't say, hey, I advise you to go do that. Other ideas, maybe being a little more creative, taking in a roommate, for example. Decreasing your expenses is a great way. I mean, maybe that's the problem. Maybe you have too many things. So getting a smaller home, getting a less expensive vehicle, cutting out cable, cutting out other luxuries. Maybe you're dropping your cell phone plan. So decreasing your expenses is a great way to find the money to be able to pay for the fees. Now, if you've tried a bunch of these different remedies and it's just not there, there's no way. One idea that you might consider is talking to us about a Chapter 13, because it requires less upfront money as opposed to a Chapter 7 that requires pretty much all the money up front, or maybe 2 payments to be able to pay the entire fee. Now, if you enjoyed this video, but you feel like you still have some unanswered questions, don't worry, we've got you covered. We've actually created an entire video series that answers all the commonly asked questions about bankruptcy in Utah. Go ahead on over to our website, saltlakebankruptcylawyers.com, and there you'll be able to download our free ebook, and you'll be directed to our main website where the entire video series is located.